salutations. This is the Tonedeff, no spaces. Tonedeff, yes. But you knew that because you bought the CD and you obviously know who the fuck I am. Otherwise, you bootleg the shit, and if you did, fuck you. This is the prequel to Archetype, meaning this is the shit that I'm putting out that was everything from Hyphen to Archetype, which is about from 2001 to 2003. So there's about 2 years worth of exclusives and freestyles and songs that I created over that time period that I'd like to fill you in on, essentially. And that's my goal. Every time that I make a new track, you know, sometimes it may not go on an album or it goes on a compilation or something like that. I want to make sure that all the RLarians have a new CD to cop, and they have real collections and not some bootleg shit that somebody threw together. That's the point of these collections. So the first one would be Hyphen, and this is kind of like a Hyphen 2, but much better quality in my opinion. More songs, more hooks. We still bring the enhanced features. You're gonna find video, you're gonna find all the lyrics to all the songs on the CD, and some assorted enhanced features that you won't be able to find elsewhere, aside from this CD. Underscore is interesting because some of the joints that made Underscore are actually songs that I was considering to put on Archetype, but you know, during the damn near 7.5 year creation of the record, either they just didn't fit with the rest of the final record, so I had to move them to somewhere else in order to kind of compensate for the loss. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to record anything that's filler. These songs aren't filler, they're just joints that didn't fit with the rest of the Archetype album. So the Archetype album is crazy beyond your wildest imagination. That's all I gotta say, is you've never heard anything like this album. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Some of the joints you'll find on Underscore that didn't make Archetype were Hypocrite with Deacon the Villain, Domingo Laced the Beat. We did this one, I think, about 2 years ago. There's a lot of politics that go on in the whole music industry as far as getting your records played or blowing up, or you know, getting a magazine ad or some shit like that, or you know, there's a lot that goes on to it that doesn't necessarily have to do with music. Actually, the majority of hip-hop has nothing to do with music. It's all politics. I wanted to make sure that everything I said on this verse has something to do with it, and I made a point about a lot of the shit that goes on. So Hypocrite was born out of that, and I think Deacon did the same sort of thing. Also, you notice the last song on Underscore is a song called More Than This. It's a joint that I wrote a while ago. There's a lot of heart in that song, and it's really a sort of a confessional about an experience that I had when I was 16 going on 17 with the whole Arsenio Hall show, talent show, Flavor of the Future experience, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to taste fame very briefly, you know, being on TV and watching people around you change and react to the new things that you're getting into. You know, it's like fame is a very interesting phenomenon because it has nothing to do with what you're actually doing artistically. It just means that people know who you are, and suddenly everybody wants to be your friend, and people that you didn't like before or didn't like you suddenly try to act cool with you and ask you for shit, and it's real ridiculous. So to experience that at a really young age taught me a lot. That to me was the clue to know that, you know, if anything ever did pop off for me, that I'd be able to stay true to myself, you know what I'm saying, and not change too much. Another thing about More Than This is that I try to include at least one of the you know, piano-based songs that I've written over the years on each album. You know, Homecoming King was on the Monotone EP, Fast. It caught a lot of people off guard, which is cool because I don't mind that, but at the same time, I'm not ashamed of the fact that, you know, I love the piano, and I love to write songs on the piano and things like that. I don't really give a fuck because it has nothing to do with me as an MC, and it's another way for me to express myself. So it's not even on some R&B shit, because I hate R&B music for the most part, you know what I'm saying? But with a couple exceptions, Ashanti not being one of them. I'm just trying to make good music, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the way that I choose to express myself. You might even see a full piano sung album in the future from me, you know what I'm saying? Something I've planned out for a while, but I haven't gotten around to doing, but I do have the songs ready. You'll find joints like the ever popular Shag joint that was originally supposed to be on the Austin Powers 3 Goldmember soundtrack, but this is a song that I was pretty sure was gonna be on the project, being that I was told that it was gonna be for up until fucking, you know, 3 weeks before the movie came out. You know, it's just one of those things that happens when you're an artist and you're trying to get on. I'm really proud of that song. because I feel that I was able to make a song that could be played on the radio non-stop, but it wasn't corny, you know, it's really infectious and it's still hip, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it pretty much proves that for anybody that doubts my ability to write radio-friendly joint, I can play this for anybody and say, oh, you know, Tonedeff can do that shit too, you know, given the opportunity. I'm definitely not on some like strictly underground or like I'm trying to sell out type shit. I'm just trying to make good music that you can play anywhere for anybody. Now, Give a Damn is a joint that I really wanted to include on Archetype, but we decided we wanted to make the album less like battle oriented, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to overdo it. It's essentially just like it's a fun braggadocious track, but the hook really carries a lot of weight. I really don't give a damn. Like I watch and I see the shit that people brag about, or the people that people sweat, you know what I'm saying? Like they just rant and rave about certain artists like they're great when the music isn't that great, and they basically get their dick rolled just because they're famous. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, fame is a fucking aphrodisiac to people, I think. Like people just love fame. They love it, you know? As much as I love to be famous, you know, I'm not gonna dick ride somebody just because they're famous. I don't get starstruck. I've met a lot of famous people, but big fucking deal. Like, you know, it doesn't do shit for me. I still gotta pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? So, and the irony of it all is that you can only brag to your friends that you met somebody famous as long as that other person is famous, you know? Like, you don't see me going around and be like, yo, man, yo, I met Gilbert Gottfried, dog. And it's like, so? Maybe 10 years ago, that would have been like, hey, that's kind of interesting. Maybe. But, I mean, now, who cares? You know what I'm saying? So, that's fame for you. It's fleeting. It doesn't matter if you're rich. It doesn't matter if you're famous. If you're rich and famous, that's great for you, man. But, you know, in hip-hop, we shouldn't be making music to pay the rent. If that's really the case, and you can't rap, get a job. You know what I'm saying? Get a fucking job. Go work somewhere and do a job and get paid. Because I don't want to have to listen to your fucking attempts at making hip-hop music. I make hip-hop music. I'm a hip-hop artist by nature. I do this whether I get paid or not. I think in underground hip-hop right now, there's a big emphasis on quantity, you know what I'm saying, over quality. It doesn't really matter how good the record is. It matters, you know, that you got 10 records out. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, but my man, he put out, you know, 12 albums and he's been around for 30 years. Yeah, and they all sucked. Big fucking deal. We put out, you know, 1, 2 albums and we can pretty much safely say that the quality of what we do is top notch. We're more focused on quality, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure every track is hot, the beats are tight, the rhymes are tight. There's, you know, the albums cohesively are excellent. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. And my goal is to make QM5 Music the top underground label in the world. And I feel that with artists like Pac, Mecca, Session, Extended Fam, The Plague, Kinfolk, Cunning Linguists, we really have a shot. So we're gonna give it a hell of a fucking try, let me tell you. And yes, that is K-Slay at the end of the record. Now, if you're very special, which all you are, because you bought the CD, listen, a little past the last joint, you hear something that may remind you of something on Hyphen. See if you can figure out the song.
Yo, fuck you.
That's Session. Yeah, see, now the craziest thing is that, you know, a lot of these kids want everybody to be like, you have to play the role and shit like that. Let me tell you something real quick. Session, right? Session's one of the nicest lyricists that's gonna come out in the next 5 years. You're gonna hear he's gonna be one of the top dogs. I guarantee you this, right?
Thanks.
One of the top dogs. But Session gotta work a fucking day job. You understand what I'm saying? QM5 Music, we're normal people, man. We make good hip hop music. That's the point.
So fuck you.
So fuck all the posing and all the fucking, you know.
Picasso.
Yeah, don't put on your rap outfit to go outside and act like you're hip hop, because it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If you're really hip hop, you're gonna make hip hop music and not really give a fuck. Me, I'm a normal dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm a normal dude. Session, he's kind of normal. He's kind of, he ain't really that normal, but you know what I'm saying? He's a very special kid, so we still love him here, you know what I'm saying? So this has been the _ECD intro presentation. Plizzle! Listen to the record. I hope you like it. I tried. And Archetype is up next. What do you think about Archetype?
It's hot. Be bent and listen to that shit.
Yeah, be bent. You know, I don't really smoke, but apparently if you're high, listen to the record, it must be some real surreal shit. So for anybody that does drugs, awesome. For anybody that doesn't, hey, neither do I, and it seems to work anyway, so that's good. Archetype is up next. Be sure to cop it. Late 2003, QM5 Music, Tonedeff signing off. We in the hizzle. Yodel. Peace.